Looks like we've come pretty far in. We still haven't reached the Tree of Life? No, but we're nearly there. If we can just make it through this area. Ah, there. I can see the way. Come with me. This place is big, all right. But where is the Tree of Life? I don't see anything like a tree. Is it really here? Well, this is odd. It should be right here. That's what I'd heard. Well, they are big ruins. Let's keep going a bit farther. Maybe it's just farther in. Huh? Behem? What's the matter? Really? That's it? No way! He really is... You know what, Behem? I may not have trusted you much, but I did believe in you a little bit. I thought you might be telling us the truth about Mirth's memory and all. But the whole time, you've just been leading us on. Is that it? What could you hope to gain? Gain? Nothing at all. What? Wait, this place is a trap, isn't it? That's right. A perfect trap. For you two. And for me too. What? I don't care if you believe me or not. But the one who told me that the Tree of Life was here was Nuzleaf. It was after I'd broken free of Dark Matter's control. What? He must have already realized it. That I would betray them sooner or later. And that's why he lied. Telling me that the Tree of Life was here. You can't mean... I do thank you for explaining it all for me. That voice... It's just like you reckoned, Behem. There ain't no Tree of Life here. You, rotten, filthy traitor! Coral, Mirth, I sure never did believe that you two would figure out a way out of being turned to stone. I don't know how you wrangled it, but I think I'll just send you all back to the Voidlands right now. Nuzleaf! You sure had us all fooled, huh? Mirth, and me, and everyone in the whole village. Why do it? You wanna know why? You serious, kid? You mean you ain't heard it from that Behem right there beside you? Wait, now? Well, we did ask, but all he would tell us was that it had something to do with Mirth's memories. Oh, so you haven't heard it all. I just went and figured you know the whole sorry tale by now. Oh, so that's it, huh? Didn't want to admit to what you done? Sure enough, no one in his right mind would. Then you just let me do the talking. Oh. The only reason Mirth here ain't had no memory all this time is because that Behem right there went and erased it all. You did? You erased Mirth's memories? Mirth, you still knew who you were when you first came along to this here world. Before you lost your memories, you even tried battling me and my pals here. While we were all fighting though, you got hit with a dose of old Behem's psychic power and plumb forgot who you were. And so that's when we hatched our little plan. That's when we decided to trick Mirth. But why? It was all to get our hands on that luminous water, of course. No one but a human could break the barrier on that spring. That's the way the ancient Pokemon had set it up to be. And Mirth here. Well, Mirth was summoned here by the spirit of an ancient Pokemon. And was brought right through the bounds of time and space. All in an effort to save this world. So Mirth was brought here to save the world? By some ancient Pokemon? It was all planned by damn ancient Pokemon that had seen what the future held. But we managed to find out that there would be a human brought to this here world. And a human could help Pokemon turn to stone return to normal with luminous water. That'd be a real problem for us if that started happening. So we decided to strike first, before any pesky human could break that barrier. And we headed out with a plan to put Mirth there to an end. You remember the spot? There by the waterfall? Never wondered why you were there? That's where we fought you. And during that battle, Mirth, you lost all your memories thanks to a real fine psychic hit. Soon as I heard that from the Behem here, I knew just what to do. The plan just popped into my head. Sure, luminous water was a real pain, but if we could absorb its power, we could get even stronger than ever. All I had to do was guarantee that the barrier would be broken while I was there. And that's why I needed Mirth. Not as an enemy, but as an ally. And that's why I started that fool's masquerade. Whoa! What's the deal all of a sudden? First, I had them Behem attack you, so Mirth would fear them as enemies. Then all I had to do was appear on the scene. Whoa! What in the world? Eek! I'm scared! And while we ran from them villains together, Mirth naturally came to trust me. You see that there lake? That there little village on the shore is where I live. Serene Village. Then all I had to do was get Mirth to come back to Serene Village with me. Everything went swimmingly. What? Up Revelation Mountain? How many times can I tell you to keep it quiet, child? I'm going in secret naturally, so I'll thank you to keep your voice down. Sure, I didn't succeed in getting y'all up Revelation Mountain on my first try, but... I reckon the time has come. I finally done broke the barrier. The barrier over the spring. But in the end, I got Mirth there to break the barrier on the spring, alright. I was able to dry up all the luminous water and take its power for my own. And that's why it was all just to get the luminous water? Yeah, and I sure do thank you for your help with that, fools. But I'm afraid you've all done you can for me. And now you ain't nothing but loose ends. Especially Mirth there. You were brought here to save this world, after all. So you're about the biggest problem there could be to have still running around. Might be this room looks like any regular old room to y'all. But that's where you'd be wrong. Any Pokemon that get turned into stone right here in this special room get dropped straight down into the deepest pit at the bottom of the Voidlands. The deepest part of the Voidlands? You know what I'm talking about at least, don't you, Behem? You well know how frightening that place is. Once you're down there, in the pits of the Voidlands, you ain't never coming back up. Not even you, Mirth. Finally get it, don't you? Why I tricked y'all into coming here. Don't give up yet, Behem. We all worked together and somehow made it out of the Voidlands. We promised our friends that we would save them. So we're not just going to stay here and let ourselves be turned to stone. Our friends are counting on us. Your friends? Well, ain't that precious. Who do you think it was what helped us get y'all down here, trapped you? What? Who do y'all think was the mastermind behind all our plans? Looks like you're in luck, because here comes one of your friends right now. Esper? Koro, Mirth, hello. The fact is that when I was hiding and saw you and Mirth being turned to stone, I was discovered by Mr. Nuzleaf and forced to help him. He told me that if I didn't want to be turned to stone myself, that I had to help him. I certainly don't want to be sent to the Void Lands, so that's why. I went and joined sides with Mr. Nuzleaf. Sorry about that. That can't be! Esper here has been helping us all keep in touch ever since then, you see. While pretending to be helping Ampharos and them with the same, naturally. Thanks to that, we know every move those fools make. It's given us a real upper hand in this fight. Hey, you traitor. If you want to come back over to our side right about now, I'll let your little slip here pass. How about it? You think you could take on Merce and the other runt? Carl, Merce, I'm sorry. BM, no! I thought I wanted to save the world, but even more than that, I don't want to go there. Not the Voidlands. I can't face it. I'm too afraid. Would you look at that? There's your friendship for you. The friends you thought you could trust. And even the ones you're not too sure about. They're all the same in the end. Ah! Having faith in someone else might rightly give you the courage to keep on fighting. But how about now, when you ain't got nobody left to believe in? There ain't nothing left for you in this world. So you be good little pawns. And let me turn y'all back into stone. That's quite far enough. Who in the world? It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, wait. No, it's not. Ampharos at your service. Now, Celebi. We did it! It actually worked! Phew, that was close though. Ampharos! Jiranchi! Why are you here? Wait, where are we even? A certain island to the south. What matters most is that we are far from the prehistoric ruins. So rest easy. Sorry. Who are you? This is Celebi. He has been a friend of mine for many years. He has been helping me with investigating the current turn of events. Celebi? Wait, isn't that... Huh? That's right! Merce! Do you remember? Back when we went to the Air Continent? Time Travel Lake is in the middle of that forest. And the mystical Pokemon, Celebi. That's why everybody's all in a lather over the rumors again. And wondering if it might come for Celebi next. I will leave this place. If Celebi is not here, then my presence serves no purpose. That's why I remember that name. Celebi is the Pokemon that Entei was looking for back then. But he was not there. I was probably still traveling through time just then. Traveling? Through time? Celebi is the time travel Pokemon after all. He has the ability to move through time to visit either the past or the future. He can? Just like that ancient writing we found around the sealed spring. The truth behind the events now unfolding around us seem to be rooted in the past. Oh yeah! We actually learned a whole lot more after we returned to Stone there. About the Tree of Life and Dark Matter and all that stuff. Then that should save us some time. I was asked to look into all of this by Entei, quite some time ago, in fact. He wanted me to investigate the Pokemon being turned to stone. Entei did? Yes. Entei may be rather frightening, and he surely does tend to rub you the wrong way. Harsh, but true. But he was serious about this. He felt this world was in real danger. He wasn't wrong. Things are looking pretty bad right now.
You do know that the Tree of Life is withering because of dark matter.
Yeah.
And do you know what will happen if the Tree of Life dies? The spinning of our planet will begin to slow, causing us to slowly be drawn toward the sun.
Huh? To the sun?
Quite so. Eventually, our world will be swallowed up by the sun. To be perfectly blunt, this planet is already being pulled closer to the sun. That is why it has been so hot lately. So, it wasn't just our imagination. I thought that the sun seemed larger than usual in the sky, but really? Just having everyone turning into stone was enough of a crisis to deal with. If this planet gets swallowed by the sun as well, then that's it.
Clearly, we must do something. But before we rush into the battle, we need more information. That is why we had Celebi investigate the events of the past, while Jirachi and myself looked into what was happening in the present world. Then we had Esper compile all of the information that we were sending her. But Esper had been working for Nuzleaf all this time. He threatened her and...
Did you really believe that? I suppose I could have just let Nuzleaf turn me to stone when he threatened to do so. But that wouldn't have been very interesting. So I pretended to fear him, subscribed to his side's beliefs. That allowed me to pass along information about Ampharos to Nuzleaf, while also keeping Ampharos abreast of what Nuzleaf was doing. I suppose I'm what you might call a double agent? At any rate, threats don't work on me.
Esper, you're frightening sometimes.
Don't you recall when we caught Behem?
I want to hear what Ampharos thinks. Esper, can you reach him?
I understand. I'll try to reach him now.
Did you get him, Esper?
It's no good. I can't seem to reach him. But I don't know what the problem could be. In fact, I did reach Ampharos at that time. I told him that you and Merce had returned from being turned to stone, and I filled him in about Behem. Then Ampharos said I was to pretend I hadn't been able to reach him. So that was why I acted the way I did.
So, you just let us walk into that trap? Sorry about that. I couldn't have imagined that things would have turned out quite the way they did. But thanks to what Nuzleaf said there, in the deepest part of the prehistoric ruins, we've been able to connect some very crucial dots. It's time that we had a little talk. You need to know what Jirachi and I learned, and what Celebi saw in the past. There is a lot you need to hear about. Are you ready? Okay,